Swordsoul Tenyi is back, and we're back with a brand new synchro, Qixing Longyuan. So if you don't know what Longyuan does, it has two different effects. It can banish a monster when special summon and burn your opponent for 600, and it can banish a spell and trap when it activates its effect or an activation. Now this is the new level 10 you generally want to go into turn 1. It also can draw you a card each time you synchro summon another wyrm monster. So generally you're going to want to make this first. I'm not going to go too in detail with the deck profile here because I have a video linked down below that goes over all the Swordsouls and all the Tenyis. But just know that this changes the game for them entirely. You can use this with the old Swordsoul skill or with the new Swordsoul skill. We're using this with the new one. But here's the deck profile. On to the video, guys. Okay, pay attention here. So this is what you want to do. This is a hand like this where you open up all Tenyis. This is going to allow us to end on a draw 3 plus a draw 3 plus Draco Beserker, Chixiao with Longyuan on the field, Qixing Longyuan with Shaman. So pay very close attention to how I'm going to orchestrate this. Now, because we're going second, just pay mind that Shitana isn't in our hand. So we're going to, and then we're also going to get our draw skill. So we're going to draw a ton of cards here. We're going to special summon our Ashina first. Then we are going to link off our Ashina into our Monk. Then we can special summon Adhara. And then, assuming that Taya is in the hand, we're going to go ahead and we're going to discard our Longyuan, our Taya here. Summoning our Longyuan. Special summoning our token. And then with that, we're going to make our Qixing Longyuan. Now, Qixing is on the field. We're going to burn him for 1200. Then we're going to activate Ashina's effect to summon out our Vishuddha from the deck. At this point, we are going to make our Chixiao. And then we're going to get an immediate draw. So we're going to activate Chixiao, Chainlink 1, Longyuan, Chainlink 2, so that way we can see what we draw into first before searching over Swordsoul. Then we are going to pick up Moye. Then we can activate our Adhara effect to add back our Ashina. Now, since we drew into another Tenyi, we're going to discard 1 to draw 2 off our skill. And then we can activate, well, we're not going to Vishuddha, so, because we're going second here. We're going first. So we're going to link these two off, our Chixiao and our Monk, into our Shaman. Then we can normal summon our Moye. And then our Moye can reveal whatever other. Now, unfortunately, we did draw into a bunch of Tenyis here, which isn't really good for now. It's better for the follow-up, but it's not great for now. And this will draw us our third card off our Moye. Okay, so unfortunately, we didn't draw into attack. Would have been better for us to draw into attack there. But then we can summon back our Chixiao by just discarding 1. If this is a blackout or something, we can end on it. But here we have Draco Beserker, Qixing Longyuan, plus Chixiao, plus Shaman. And this ends on a monstrous, monstrous field. So what does this do? What does this all do? Draco Beserker can banish any monster when it's activated, not in the damage step. Qixing Longyuan, again, like I said, if they special summon a monster, doesn't matter if it's inherent or not, banish it, because it says if. And if they activate a spell trap effect, let's say their stars align above the shrine, they activate any of their Mikanko equipped spells, you can banish them as well. So there's a lot of things you can banish in this meta. Any of the Preda cards, like Predaponics, that's good to banish. And then we also have our Chixiao, which allows us to negate a monster effect on the field. So, and if you have like a blackout or a droplet associated with this, you can use that as well. The list on the right isn't 100% correct. I wanted to get this out as quick as possible, but I am playing 2 droplet in the deck. You can go 3. You can absolutely clutter Vessel and go to 3 droplet if you want. You can even run a third Ecclesia in the deck if you want. You could play another Tenyi if you want, or another blackout. It really depends. Do you need droplet to play this deck? No, you don't. You can easily play any other tech you have. You have Chalice, play it. Droplet's the most effective. But yes, that's the main combo. On to the replays. I am. So we're going to start by skilling. We're using Destiny Draw leading to the Master Knight to draw us 2 cards. Now, he does negate here, so he doesn't want Longyuan hitting the field, which is fine. So he ends up banishing our Taya, but we chain Circle to add Ashina. Then we're going to special Ashina since we control nothing, make our Monk. Then we go Vessel immediately, sending our Shatana to grab our Adhara. Then we bounce back his monster negates, so his monster pops, so we don't have to deal with that. We special his Ashina, but he does have Book of Eclipse. I think if he played that right, we were kind of screwed more. But, you know, we were ending up surviving anyway. So, he chose that instead. So he ends up doing this, summoning out 2 Scale Bombers, going into the Goki port, back into the Armor Horn, which will now allow him to add back the Fusion. And then Resonance dumps another insect. He now can resummon back his monster. Fusion summon again into the Cruel Saturnus, into the Armor Horn. And then he goes and attacks. Next, we use Shatana. He doesn't realize it. And then we can go after his Sartanus. And now we don't die for the turn. Now we go on the follow-up. So we top deck the Ecclesia. Ecclesia is going to go ahead and summon out a copy of Taya. Taya, by banishing a Swordsoul or Wyrm card, can special summon the token. He pops the Taya, which is fine. I still get the token. Now we get to trigger all our effects, our Tenyis. Adhara adds back Longyuan. Circle is going to go ahead and pick up Ashina. Then we can Bishuda, and we're going to bounce back one of his back row, since he already used his monster pop. Then we're going to go ahead and threaten Boxia with the Moye, bouncing one of his back row. We do hit the droplet here, so he goes ahead and sends his Tretch, which I have no idea why he didn't set that turn 1, but... By the way, we are doing a B-Trooper run the cog, so if you don't want to miss that, follow me on Twitch. We got a lot of cooking to do with that deck, because I think there is some potential there. Now we go into our Qixing Longyuan. We're going to droplet here. My thinking was if I cleared this, then I could use Qixing Longyuan to get rid of his field spell in the next turn. He did have the Cosmic, unfortunately, there. We didn't know about that. Now he top decks his... Okay, we start off with our Destiny Drawn into Master Knight. He has 3 back row here. Plus we have Drago, and he has this is an Omni Negate, by the way. If any of his monsters have a Predator counter. This is a Monster Negate, and then he has 3 back row. Now the scary thing about a board like this is he has Predaplast and the trap card that he has. I forget the name of it. Yeah, Predator Planning, which puts all counters on our Predators and makes us level 1. So the way I feel that you want to deal with this matchup is you want to threaten Tenyis first, or if you open up more of a Swordsoul hand, you want to hold Ashina, because if he makes us a level 1 and we control a token, then we can summon out Vishuda out of the deck and still threaten Boxy after that. And then we can bounce 2, because we'll have 2 worms with different attributes. So we're going to go ahead and bounce his Dragos to Pelia here. We're going to threaten out we're going to threaten a Boxy here, and then we're going to force his Predator Planning. This was kind of my plan here. Okay, no pun intended. There was no pun intended with that, guys. Okay, so now we're going to link off. We're going to summon out another Monk. We're going to make Shaman. Now, he does still have a Predator counter on him, but I didn't want him to have like a field full of us having Predator counters. He decides to put counters on this. I think he should have held it, but we didn't know he had this at the time, so it was still like correct planning for us. Okay, so he does negate Longyuan here, and he does get to pop our Shaman. So now we summon out the Taya. Taya to banish the Emergence, and now we make Boxia. You've seen it. It's Utopia. So what disruptions does he have? Well, he has 2 negates in Utopia Leo Ray. He has a Roach that can negate 2 of our synchro summons, essentially. And then this is a, I don't know how many of you played against Raziel, and you know about Raziel Cross, but basically Pegasus can negate on resolution, so you can't really chain block it. And then he has an Omni Negate, so he has several layers of disruptions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to draw 2 first. We did draw in the Droplet. This is another reason why Droplet's really strong. I feel like Droplet's better than playing Life Barrier in some cases, because there is so many negates that you really need to deal with going second. And Life Barrier can sometimes slow you down. So we're going to go ahead and link off the Vishuda into another Monk. Activate Ashina to add back our Adhara to add back our Ashina. Vishuddha we're going to use to threaten the counter trap immediately, because we don't have to deal Dweller, because they can't play Dweller anymore. So then we're going to activate Emergence, and then we can chain Droplet, and then send off a Monk, so we can negate all of his whole board here. Now, he does not negate here, which I feel is a huge mistake. He waits out the synchro. We go into Draco Beserker. He's already negated. Now we summon the Longyuan. We make the Shang Ying to reduce him even further. Quote unquote, we would have made Shang Ying if he didn't do that. We also had Shaitan in the graveyard, so even if he did negate the Moye, we could have still cleared maybe his whole field or a lot of his field, because Shaitan would have still had a pop as well. And he can't negate Shaitan with Twin Saber, although he would have negated Moye already, but he couldn't have negated it, and we still would have threatened a level 10 or a level 8 synchro, even if he did negate the Moye there. So we were still fine either way. We clear over the Draco, and then Draco's game. Yeah, so we had game either way. Like, even if he negates the Moye there, then I just go extend with the Longyuan, and then the Longyuan allows us to go into the Draco Beserker by summoning the token, and then we can just kill him from that point on through the Droplet. So yeah, very, very good. Another reason why Droplet's so strong is Draco Beserker, because Draco, if you don't know, it gains attack equal to the original attack of the destroyed monster. So even if you swing over something with like 3k that you Droplet, it will gain that attack, making it for an easy lethal through with Forbidden Droplet, which is another reason why I like it in this deck so much. So that's the video. Guys, we have a lot of COD climbs incoming. B-Troopers coming. Swordsoul Tenyi is still yet to be finished. So make sure you follow, like, comment, sub for the streams coming up tonight, tomorrow, and I won't be streaming Thanksgiving. I'm going to tell you that right now. Thanksgiving's a no-no because I'm going to be cooking. So, but definitely tonight, tomorrow, and Friday. So, yep. Appreciate you guys for watching. Until next time, peace. Bye, YouTube.